This is a response to Mark's video with the title "There is no future in destiny," and Mark was responding to Anna, addressing Anna, but I would like to give a response here because there's something that required to be clarified, and in fact they have been clarified, and clarifications, sharings, elaborations on these points are being shared constantly in writings and recordings, but nevertheless I would like to address a couple of points from Mark's video. Mark is referring to Anna, saying that he wishes she would be doing better in her life because he, at least, I quote, tries to engage more actively. Mark says, I don't leave it up to leadership. I don't leave it up to senior figures within the community that I am in. I object to that. End quote. The fact is, Mark, that you do, because the community you are active in, or the community you exist within, is being led by the current politicians of this world. Now, at Destiny, we see this, and it is specific that we do not apply nor suggest for the world leadership in the way that it exists, in the way we know it, which is hierarchy. So you suggesting or assuming or presenting it so as if there were senior figures in Destiny or any kind of leader we are following is completely misdirected and misdirective. I understand that people tend to see or hear Bernard as a leader because he is just loud and direct. But as a matter of fact, there are no structured hierarchies at Destiny, nor do we apply such. Bernard was simply the first person to actually start walking the talk and walking the realizations and living the principle of equality and oneness. That doesn't make him a leader. As a matter of fact, we see and realize that each single one of us in this world is going to have to inevitably stand up and lead oneself, lead life. Otherwise, we will continue to be slaves as we are in this current system. And that is unacceptable. It is not what we want, and it is not what we stand for. So, equality is the number one principle. Equality and oneness. Oneness because we're all here on this earth, in this one world that we share. We breathe the same air. But without equality, we cannot speak of oneness. Without equality, we do not, in fact, have oneness. Because within this oneness, some have the means to live and others don't. And those that have the means to live, let the rest suffer and starve and die and endure extreme struggle and troubles, unable to live a dignified life, when in fact, practically, it would be possible for all to have a dignified life here in this one world that we share. Within this context and this principle of equality and oneness, the Desteni-I-Process, the course, and the application, the self-application of this principle, be it through joining the forums and start looking at oneself in self-honesty, starting to see and realize the patterns that we've been existing in, or be it through actually taking the course and doing a structured, intensive process with the Desteni-I-Process. Equality and oneness is the principle that carries everything we do, everything we apply, and everything we suggest. And therefore, there exists not only no hierarchy, but also no pyramid, because pyramid is hierarchy. And you or anyone simply need to go to the Desteni-I-Process.com and check out the structure and the plan or process that is being explained on the website. And it is easy and simple to see that this is not a pyramid scheme or a pyramid structure, because anyone and everyone are only able to have a equal and the same maximum income. Everyone's only allowed to recruit 10 people, which also implies that you're not constantly and continuously busy recruiting. You don't even have to recruit 10. You can recruit 3, 4, 5, 2, and remain there if that's making you keeping you satisfied. That's fine. But the maximum amount one can recruit is 10 people, and that brings everyone inevitably to the same maximum of income. And that is the point of equality. No one earns more within that structure. And yet, within that structure of 10, maximum 10 recruits, one is able to have quite an incredible income. So I suggest people check it out and see for yourselves. I have written a blog that elaborates on how it works and the principle that it is based on practically. And I will place the link to this blog in the description box, so you can go and have a look and read what it's all about and how it functions and how it works. It is simplistic, so check it out. And now, to finish up, I'd like to address one more point. At the end of his video, Mark says, I quote, "How is this going to end? Will there be a suicide, sort of a cult action? Will there be blood?" So, within these quoted words, one can already see that there is a deliberate attempt to superimpose an imagined scenario that, I mean, why does this scenario exist in Mark's head? It is either fear or it is desire. So, and I would suspect the second, because please, if people were really interested to see what we are about and what we are busy with, everything is out in the open. There is transparency, and one can follow up our processes, how everything started. There's many recordings, there's many videos, there's many writings, everything is out there. So having studied where we come from and what we suggest for this world and each one individually to stop the abuse and deception, manipulation and separation that is accepted and allowed in this world and within ourselves, there would not be fear, because the only choice is to either submit to this current system and pretend that everything is fine and superimpose a god or aliens or UFOs that will apparently come and save us and or destroy Earth, you know, all kinds of different scenarios. Or one will stand up and realize that it is who we are that is creating this world. It is how we coexist with each other and within ourselves that is creating this reality, this existence. And therefore, if we want things to change, if we want a world where we are safe and can exist in trust of each other, in trust with each other, not having to struggle for survival, not having to fight against each other for survival, then it is obvious that we will have to create this world. We will have to change how we exist and how we interact in our lives with everybody else that is in our lives, so that as we change the building blocks of our existence, we change the building blocks of this world. And that is exactly what we are busy with, because we find that this current system, this current existence is fucked up. There is no dignity, there is no integrity, there is no trust, there is no honesty, there is nothing. There is only exploitation, lies, deception, and self-abdication, self-alienation. And therefore, what we see is that the solution must be us. Each and every single one of us must be who we are becoming, how we are creating ourselves and this world. So, these are the basic points I wanted to address. In terms of banning people, that is sometimes the best help one can give, because when one is coming from a starting point of wanting to prove a religion, or wanting to prove a god, or wanting to prove and justify why they exist in fear, and regardless what perspectives we give, they keep on fighting and arguing, then you already see there is no point. These people are not yet at a point where they're able to hear or see anything else than what they have created within their minds to apparently justify and reason why this world is what it is and why they exist the way they exist. So in these cases, or in cases of abuse, to ban a person is the best help that can be given, because it is a clear message and the person is then left alone to deal with themselves and perhaps come to a point where they are able to consider another way other than justifying fear, justifying separation, justifying abuse. And that's it.